many years ago, probably back 10 years ago now, I started in CrossFit Plymouth, one of the UK first affiliates. So a guy called James Bish down there who runs CrossFit Plymouth. He kind of introduced me to the concept, and from kind of going from a typical kind of bodybuilding kind of gym, I don't want to say kind of found CrossFit because that's kind of a thing to say that it's not a kind of following, it's just the way of kind of training. So it was more to do with the way of CrossFit and how it kind of built around my training concepts and how I wanted to kind of develop myself as an athlete. So I want to say the reason why I got injured is wear and tear. It was, I was taught the concept of you climb a ladder and you start kind of cleaning the ceiling and kind of scraping away from the ceiling, and then you have a couple of days rest, and then you take a couple of steps down the ladder and you do a bit more training, and then you kind of climb the ladder a bit more, and then you kind of scrape the top of the ceiling again. And then that day I kind of climbed the ladder to the top, I scraped the ceiling, and the ceiling kind of come down at me. And that kind of concept kind of stuck with me really, of that you need to have that balance between, yeah, you do need to train and you do need to kind of push yourself and work hard, but it's that kind of knowing of when to rest. And yeah, I overtrained. So yeah, I tore my long header bicep tendon. You've got two tendons that attach your bicep brachii, your two muscle you've got in your arm, around the top of your, into the shoulder joint, supraglenoid tubercle. That's where the kind of long header of a bicep tendon kind of sits. That was ruptured, so it wasn't kind of connected anymore. I had to have a surgery called subpectoral bicep tendinosis, which basically drills a hole in the end of my humerus, and with kind of, I was described a metal kind of raw plug that was kind of fitted back into my bone, so it was kind of reconnected effectively. That meant me not working. I had 5 months off work. Yeah, I'm a paramedic, full-time paramedic for the London Ambulance Service, which, as you can imagine, manual handling is an everyday occurrence for me. With the specialist team I work for now, HART, which is a hazardous area response team, lifting, carrying and being kind of active job to job is highly important. So yeah, as I said, yeah, took a time off work, and then from kind of my rehab and building my kind of strength back up, brought me back into work, and yeah, fully back to fitness. Training now, I kind of listen to my body. If I'm honest, if I have 2 days rest, I have 2 days rest. If I have a week off, I have a week off. You know, I don't kind of try and rush my sessions in. What I always do, I always have more of a good solid warm-up. So if it takes 20-30 minutes for me to warm up, so be it, and that's how long it takes. Now as well, I always have more of a kind of bodybuilding, hypertrophy kind of element to my training, which I never really did before. I've always been a kind of more of a kind of a bigger bloke, and I didn't really kind of wanted to kind of get any bigger. But even still, these kind of little muscles, rotator cuff muscles, are always really good to kind of switch on and utilize and kind of make sure they're working before I do a session. So definitely more of the kind of the bodybuilding. You know, this term functional bodybuilding kind of has come in quite recent, but yeah, it's just more hypertrophy, standard kind of bodybuilding exercises. If I'm honest, still early days, 9 months post-surgery. If you think of the lifespan now of how I want to kind of carry on working out, I want to be kind of training till, many years to come. So it's still early days, but I do feel it's probably given me the confidence in hitting those kind of bigger lifts now, that, you know, I've got more of that kind of aspect of the strength and tempo exercises that I did for many months after my surgery. So yeah, tempo, always slow and steady. I'm still kind of building the intensity back up now. For example, CrossFit don't have off season, I'm a really firm, big believer now of taking a month off every year, or even having 2 or 3 months off of away from CrossFit and just do pure kind of bodybuilding and having that off season as your bodybuilding. So we were saying spend kind of 12 weeks, 3 months or whatever of doing the tempo kind of standard kind of bodybuilding, getting out the gym. For example, on Sunday, I didn't feel like going down to the gym. I felt a bit tired from kind of my previous week, so I ended up going to the pool and doing 3K in the pool. Get on the push bike, get on the road bike, and get out and do a couple of miles on a push bike. Really, it's not just all about kind of coming to the gym, lifting a heavy barbell all the time and lifting those kind of PR snatch or PR clean and jerk or whatever. My background is swimming, so I'm always being very confident in the water. But yeah, hitting little kind of new challenges, new goals of the way forward, and keeping those the daily grind interesting. So recently hit the British Indoor Rowing Championships. Thought about that back in August, compete. It wasn't until probably June or July that I was allowed to go back on the rower, and then from that then I kind of built up my rowing back up again, and got a new PR on the weekends as a 2K row. Working for the NHS, long-term sickness due to back injury and shoulder problems, for example, is massive. Touch wood, I've never been off sick due to a work-related injury with problems with my shoulder or my back. So I do feel that keeping strong and fit in the gym directly transfers to the ambulance service. I personally feel that with kind of a better lifestyle outside of work, so for example even kind of like diet, nutrition, and what you do in the gym can really help paramedics and other emergency services. So yeah, keeping fit, keeping active. Being a paramedic, I have to be kind of strong, functional, mobile. The situations and the environments I can kind of find myself in. I can wake up one day and go to one incident, and the next day could be totally different. So having these skills are very kind of transferable from the gym or from kind of wherever you work out to now bring it into practice. Really, I never shy away from kind of lifting or getting stuck in and making sure I kind of deliver the best ability from me to help the patient.